Is Star Wars Outlaws worth it in 2025? I think it is, but what do I know? I'm a Star Wars fan, unabashedly so. I've loved the franchise since I was a wee little kid, and I will continue to love Star Wars until they put me in the grave. So it was a no-brainer for me that I was going to have a great time with this game when it first came out, which is why I got the Ultimate Edition, and I have since played the Wildcard DLC, most recently A Pirate's Fortune, which just came out, which led me to wanting to make this video because it's in a very interesting place now where we have a base storyline along with 2 DLCs which provide players with a baseline of 60 to 70 hours of primary storyline to go through. Now, that timeline is going to be somewhat dependent on the difficulty that you play at, whether or not you're using tips and guides, whether or not you're playing with the mini games on or the QuickTime events turned off. There's a lot of factors that can go into that, but generally speaking, it's 60 to 70 hours of entertainment between the main storyline and the DLC. And I mention that because some people like to look at the totality of gameplay time and say, well, how much gameplay am I going to get out of it? Is it worth it based on the amount of gameplay? Now, those of us who play a lot of games, I do this for a living, we all know that the length of time you play a game doesn't necessarily dictate whether or not it's a great experience or not. Sometimes you can play games that are really cool, that are 8 to 12 hours long, and sometimes you'll play games that are 80 hours long that aren't that good. So it's not always about the time that you spend in a game, but I do mention that in the scope of the conversation regarding the players who want to know how long is the experience. Now, it doesn't stop there. That's the thing, because we're just talking base storyline. There's also, this is all the stuff that I still have left on the table that I haven't ever finished up. We've got some additional quests here. We've got 37 pieces of intel that we could pursue, a whole bunch of other stuff related to parts and things of that nature. And that's not even the totality of it,
See
because
ya,
we can
Andy.
go in here and go to the brokers, and we can see that they've got these, essentially these are radiant quests, which are these different types of contracts that you're offered by the factions of the game, and these are all sorts of different types of missions, but they do tend to repeat themselves after a little while. If you've ever played like Cyberpunk 2077 as an example, would be a recent game. I can think of Starfield has that type of system in place. They're basically just these contracts that come up that you can continually do, which they all sort of tend to be the same. It's like we're going to go into a location, we're going to steal an object, or we're going to deliver something to another place. Sometimes it's going to be, a mission where you're expected to sneak in if you can. If not, run and gun your way through. But other times it's going to be you're just making a delivery from one point to another on the same planet. Other times you're going to be getting into your ship and flying to a different destination, and along the way you're going to get into space combat. But they're always going to be faction related. These allow you to get faction rankings with the different factions of the game, which in turn lead to the faction sets of gear that you can get, which not only have stats, but also offer different cosmetics that you can apply to your character. That's all extra. And then as of the Pirate's Fortune DLC, we also have these new smuggling missions, which I haven't even done yet. We can unlock a whole new series of rewards here, and these cargo support sections for the ship. So I haven't even gotten into this part of the game yet, because we just finished up a Pirate's Fortune storyline, and this is sort of extra above and beyond that, which leads me to the things they have added post-launch. As an example, based on player feedback. At the very when the game first launched, it was heavily stealth-based, and they have since said, you know what, you don't have to play stealth if you don't want to. You can just play stealth, or you can play run and gun. You choose. The speeder bike. Originally, you weren't allowed to fire your blaster from the speeder bike, although you could build up adrenaline and then go into that slow motion and mark target mode where you could mark targets. But now you can free fire from the back of your speeder. This weapon that I have mounted to the back of my character, they've now added the ability to permanently take one of those weapons with you if you want to via a major charm that you can equip to your character. In addition, you can mount those on your back now and take them with you, which you couldn't do before. You used to drop those as soon as you were going out of an area, or when you would go up a ladder or a grapple hook or something. So they've added tons of quality of life support to the game. Massive Entertainment has done an amazing job at just listening to player feedback and continually adding things above and beyond the story DLCs that they were working on, just to make the game better for the people that are playing it and enjoying it. And I think that we need to give credit where credit is due, because they didn't have to do that, and they have gone out of their way to continue to add support to the game and to make things more fun for lots of people based on player feedback. And that's a sign of a company that actually gives a shit. And that's definitely something that I think you should look at and say kudos to them for listening to that. Um, I personally love where the story's at right now with the base game and the DLC. I don't necessarily want any more DLC. I would love to see a sequel to this game. I don't know if we'll get it, but I'm putting that out there because I do have a great time playing this game, and I would happily spend more time with Kay and Nix and ND.
Good to have you
So
back.
we've talked
Hi there, Andy.
storyline, we've talked
I'll be back,
patches,
Andy.
we've
I'll be
talked
here, Kay.
the amount of content that's in the game, we've talked the types of missions you can do, but there's more than that too. And if you get into it, you can totally go into the cosmetic routes. There's all these different cosmetics that you can do for your character, starting with the character clothing, where you can go in here and change the appearance of your different um, armor sets. You can also change what Nyx is wearing. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload, or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Then you have the charm slots, which change your stats. Nyx has a food item that changes the bonuses that he does. So there's all these ways to customize your character. You can also customize the look of your blaster, but you can also not just the look of your blaster. You can also change the type of blaster. How do you want to play the game in terms of the run and gun combat? I personally prefer the rapid fire blaster, so that's what I choose to do. But you could go heavy or light. Then you've got the ion, different configurations. You've got the power configurations. You literally get to play how you want to play depending on the type of blaster configurations that you want for your character. But wait, there's more. Because there's also this new ship, the Refractor, which has its own system that you can upgrade. This is a different ship that you can fly, which is different than the Trailblazer. This is added with these new missions that came about with the Pirates Force. So again, more content for players to sink their teeth into, and it's another ship above and beyond the Trailblazer, which is your primary ship. So you can change all of these. You can, looking at all these options for the ship here. Oops, I skipped out of that. What I was saying was change is going in here to the Trailblazer and look at all the ways that you can upgrade all your aspects of the Trailblazer. Different configurations you can add. They added this passive system now that you get access to, which allows you to modify the passive systems. You can, of course, change the cosmetics on your ship. You can change all of these things, which are just fluff. They're not tied to the storyline, but some people really enjoy those types of things. The cargo thing that we added, that we just talked about earlier, we can go in and add a contraband cargo configuration. I don't think you can actually change anything on the refractor, by the way. I think this is just an as-is configuration, but it is cool to fly it around. It flies completely different to the Trailblazer. It's way more responsive, but obviously you're not hauling cargo in it, but you're just running missions with this. And then, of course, you have your speeder, the different ways that you can upgrade your speeder bike, choosing how you choose to upgrade it, and of course all the appearance slots is here, which again is fluff, but it's fun for the people who want to get into that stuff. I certainly enjoy it, and I have certainly spent a lot of time configuring my stuff the way I want it to look and feel. So in terms of just there being lots of things to do, there's also all of this stuff related to if you want to max out all the different abilities with the different trainers. I've certainly not done so. These are the ones I've done. These are the ones I haven't done yet. So there's a ton of content in this game, and just having a base 60 to 70 hours of storyline gameplay, I don't know. It would just depend on how deep you want to go, but I would argue that there's easily 80 to 100 hours of total content in this game if you wanted to go whole hog, do do 100% completionist version of the game. It's, kind of depending on the difficulty level that you're choosing to play on. But there's a lot here. And for someone who loves Star Wars and loves adventure action video games, I think there's a lot here for people who just want to have a good time. So I think Star Wars Outlaws is totally worth it in 2025, and I think that you should absolutely get out there and pick it up with all the DLC included and enjoy your own Star Wars adventure whenever you get a chance. Those are my thoughts. Love to hear yours. Drop them down below. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams at around 5 a.m. Central on YouTube and Twitch. And I'll see you in the next one, everybody. Stay safe. May the Force be with you.